Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to a kind of a Winter of Woe update type video. There's a few things to cover in this one. I've also, look, if you've been following, by the way, shout out to everybody. There's some people actually kind of that are in the spreadsheet at the moment. So it's always amazing to know that, you know, when I spend time to kind of produce this, that people are about. And so I've done a update which should be live soon to the options for the Winter of Woe. This is my master, which I upload to the Google Drive, and I've added some more things to it. There's some iffy options. The problem is with this content, it's been out 24 hours. Some people have used different champions, which is good. Some are vetted, some I haven't. Of course, practicing is difficult because it costs so much energy, and as much as I really would like to sink a lot of my own energy into it, it's difficult when you're free to play and your units are very carefully being used and using a load of energy refills. I have to get lucky with crystals or wait until content happens. So I do have a Prime Gaming thing to do soon, so hopefully that gives me free full energy refills to cover that. But I have updated to this new version here. This will be up in the spreadsheet, and also I should be doing a Thronebreaker and Cavalier paths and boss guide soon. Hoping today, we'll have to see. But again, lots of work, lots of things to kind of cover. But let's get right into the core fundamentals of the coverage today. I think there's some key things a lot of players are kind of looking for answers on. One of those things was Warlock. Warlock went in bugged. It's definitely been something a lot I've been monitoring, a lot of other players have been monitoring, because Warlock is an option you want to use, whether or not, however you take on the particular content, whether or not you're looking to get the enemy infected, whether or not the interaction is going to be good enough, whether or not it's going to be playing around correctly with the nodes, and all those factors, and how you rotate with a champion, which some people have said they'd SP3 rotate. It's a tough one, it really is, because there's a lot of other extra fundamentals that are kind of ruining it, like AI, for example. That's ruining it because it interacts too unfairly to the player with brute force. And don't get me started on the energy costs. Of course, I did a video on that one late last night. Anyway, Warlock. So as Oliver said yesterday, I've noticed this was pointed out in other threads. However, it seems to be on an afterthought. The robot objective is far the hardest of the three objectives, and writing this as Warlock, in my opinion, is probably the best counter if he works normally. Was also wondering what the timeline on a fix for his viruses would be. He currently only places the virus on parry, which is understandably problematic for the fight. And again, that's the thing. I actually forgot, by the way, to put in footage of my Hulk kind of like devouring rank 3 7-star Hulk, which very much helped out with that fight. But yeah, I forgot to put it in yesterday's video. Apologies for that. Maybe I'll do it when I do like another one, a follow up to the guide. But it was late and my brain's kind of like all frazzled by then. I think I was working. Yeah, I started work at 8 o'clock in the morning for my other work, and then it's just a case of finishing at 11 p.m. at night with the YouTube stuff. Is after a while, scuffy stuff does happen. But look, just jump right to the case, whatever it is. Jump right to the whatever Kabam's saying. The game team was made aware of this issue pretty immediately, and it has been working to resolve it. They have just pushed through the following change to remedy the issue. Now, this was midnight, by the way. This came at midnight UK time, and that's a late time for me. But it's early in the morning. Adaptive override changes. The buff description will now read: all of the attacker's special attacks and basic attacks are overridden to be contact attacks and to deal only physical damage or energy damage. The attacker starts with physical damage, and whenever the attacker knocks a defender down with a heavy attack, this damage overrides cycles. Previously, the buff was making it so that attackers' attacks were neither contact or non-contact, which was making them not trigger effects when hitting the defender. Warlock will now be able to inflict virus charges on any of his attacks. Absorbing Mana's defender in refined magma form will now be able to inflict incinerates on the attacker when the attacker hits him with an attack. So as much as that's good, you just got to be very, very careful. and very, very careful indeed of how you make sure not to push the champion into magma mode. I think I've always kind of like known it to be too prevalent right after throwing an SP2. So I guess for me, I've just got to be a bit kind of like careful in my rotation of that particular factor, because of course that's very important. I don't know what this is. This is like that looks like it's kind of being a bit kind of like, I don't know. This is your lucky. You've only got 2 wishes left. I don't know. I remember The Simpsons very differently to what this could mean. It's like you've only got 2 chances left. I don't know. Oh, so this bug unintentionally made the fight harder. Yeah. Oh, Warlock bug was fixed. Abs SP2 was also fixed. Great. So I just took Warlock in, and he is still not applying virus charges on basic hits or hitting into block. He can only apply 4 on parry. So is fix pushed out, or was it a failure? So, and yes, this was as of this morning. Yes, Warlock isn't heal blocking as he's supposed to. Still bugged. Lots of units wasted on revives. Appears nothing is working. This incursions screen goes black. Raids pushed back. Yeah, it's not been a great time. Kabam are taking some major L's. I might have to, like, in a minute test out Warlock, because I do want to see if this is working, but I begrudge that 10 energy. I was going to use that 10 energy elsewhere, but might as well test it out. Okay, so what we need to test out is that basic hits not applying the virus charges, and do bear in mind this is early in the morning, and also on block he can only apply 4 on parry. Okay, so we just got to check on basic attacks that he's actually kind of doing any kind of virus charges. Well, those look to be virus charges, so I want to say that the point of recording this video, it is working as intended, or working as it should be. He says, let's kind of like just continue on. So yeah, seems to be fine. And of course the AI does that, and of course does that, and of course I get brute force. Great. I'm done. So yeah, it does seem that the bug has been fixed, and that is positive in that you can apply the charges. I don't know why some other people were not seeing it. Maybe they hadn't rebooted or reset in the time frame, and that could have been the reason. But yeah, that seemed to work. I'll have to review my footage, but it pretty much looked like to me that I was kind of suppressing healing, and as well that the charges were applying. And just rolling back the footage just to kind of like just double check some stuff. There is a moment where he does heal, but it looks like it's sorted out. Where is it? There's some healing around about there. So you can see that on screen. That is because the infection's not applied yet. It's only kind of later on in the footage it is applied. Look, this just annoys me. I mean, I was only here to test out. In this moment, I'm only testing out the what is it called? The regen and suppression of it via the infection. But of course, playing the fight better would be advisable. Making sure I don't get hit in my block, or indeed well-timed block, and work more on interception. Of course, that would be the name of the game, and that's what I should have done. But look, this was only about making sure that this bug had been fixed, and for the best part, as you can see on screen, infection applied, healing no. There we go. That's basically it to say that it's been dealt with it. Of course, playing more better fluidly is another thing. But that's really going to be it, guys and gals, for the video and the coverage that we're doing. Kabam have done some weird stuff with Winter of Woe. I think they're going to take an L from it, but of course for me, like, I just cannot stand brute force. It is just such a, it's just look, it's bad. It's a bad combination, and it just, I'm not going to say it's lazy, but in some ways you look back to Kabam did that last time with Summer of Pain, Eternity of Pain. And they did something similar, and it's like, well, why do you need to go? Why do you need to copy paste from old and bring that back? It's like learning lessons. Like, why do it? Why do it? Why kind of like infuriate the community like that for literally no reason? I think it makes it worse because people can go, well, we can just use revives and get through it. Okay, that's fine. That kind of gets away from brute force, which interacts weird with the AI as itself. But it's the 10 energy that just kind of goes a bit. Nah, that just ain't it. It just ain't it. But it's weird, nearly 10 years, and it's just a case of like, come on, you got to learn some lessons here. Got to think about what the community, how the community. If I put this in, what will the community say? Will they go, okay, this is good, or will they go, this is bad? But there we go. I don't know if Kabam will change it. I hope they do, but that's another story for another day. Also, make sure to check out the link in the description. It will take you to the spreadsheet. It's work in progress. Look, less than 24 hours, and I'm kind of like doing a version 2. So there's lots more versions that need to be done. Lots more champions need to be added to it. But look, here's the thing. People want answers in a very short space of time. But I'll try and get that to you. But I want to work on some other projects as well that we've got to get done. Like the Cavalier and Thronebreaker Path and Boss Guide with loads of options. But in any case, thank you very much for watching this video. Check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.